Hi guys, it's Christine from Greater Health and Fitness. Another week, another blog, and today it's about a little bit of a different topic than the last two. So today I'm talking about how to eat healthier. So a lot of this is just things that I've done. So it's just about the steps that I've done before, particularly like when I had my twins. I wasn't eating that well, and this is sort of once I got settled with them, this is how I started to improve my eating. So hopefully out of today you'll get at least some tips and some ideas on, if you really want to make a change, if you're currently not eating very well, this will hopefully give you some ideas and maybe a bit of motivation to start improving. So the first thing with eating healthier, I personally think, or what has sort of helped me, is to not go, okay, from tomorrow I'm not going to eat anything bad. I'm not going to, eat whatever I've been eating. I'm going to go straight on to having salad all day. I'm eating no carbs. I'm taking shakes twice a day. I don't think it's a good idea to go from eating not so well to the next day trying to just completely turn things around. I guess sometimes people feel that, they will find it harder if they're still eating a few little things that aren't great. But I personally think that's a big change to make. And especially if you want this to be a lasting change in your life and not just, be something you stick to for, a few days, a week or something, I think it's better to do it slowly to sort of really make it part of your life and sort of allow you to get used to it. It can be really hard to change your habits. I used to, sometimes I just would eat unhealthy things because of the convenience. And it just took me a little while to get back into the swing of things, get used to, meal prep and things like that again. And, after a little while, like now, I'm pretty much back into it 100%. So, I think it's really important to just start, maybe even think of one meal of your day. I kind of like the idea of breakfast because I think if you start healthy, then it builds on for the rest of the day and gives you the motivation for the rest of the day. So I actually started basically having smoothies in the morning. I did start when it was just almost summer, so it was a good time to have smoothies. Maybe coming into winter, maybe not what you want. But you can always have something like in winter, I'll probably pretty much have it every day during winter, but I love oats with blueberries. If you don't like blueberries, choose a different fruit, put something else in it. But, just replacing that one meal a day. It means that it's not a massive overhaul of everything. You don't have to learn how to cook all these different things that you may not have had or, do anything majorly different. One small meal, especially breakfast. I find breakfast is usually, or it should be, something that's fairly easy to prepare. Maybe on weekends you might want to have, more like eggs or an omelette or something, or you might want to make some healthy pancakes or something, and that's fine. But during the week, like a smoothie or oats or something that's just really easy, zap it in the microwave, take it out of the fridge, and you're gone for the day. So that's sort of how I recommend. Just start by replacing that one meal a day. Once you get into the swing of things and you're enjoying it and that you're sticking to it, then select something. So maybe your lunch, maybe then try and improve your lunch and have better lunches, and then that's 2 meals during the day. And then after that, dinner, and then if you're eating, snacks during the day, try and make sure that they're a healthier thing too. So I think really just start with one thing and then, after a few weeks, add on to that. So that's the first thing. The next thing that I think, there are so many recipes out there. There's like heaps shared on Facebook. I love those like the little video ones that they do where they have a video of like people pouring all the things in and making it. And they're amazing. They're great because sometimes you read a recipe and you sort of go, oh, I'm not sure. But when you see it there, like I look at those videos, maybe it doesn't turn out as nicely as they do it, but I look at them and I'm like, oh, yum, that looks really good. So it's a really good way to sort of, get different ideas. I can, put up some links to ones that I really like or I recommend, but there's just heaps of them out there. Obviously, if you're on Pinterest, there's heaps on there too. You could pretty much spend all day just pinning healthy recipes. So there's so many places to look. There's lots of books, like if you go into wherever there's, healthy cooking books and stuff. So many places where you can get recipe ideas if you're not really sure what to make. And a lot of them, I find the Facebook ones in particular, are usually things that are pretty easy. They're foods that most people would eat. They're nothing really weird and strange. Like, it's not like you have to go to a health food shop and buy these particular things that you might even just use once. They're generally pretty standard ingredients and pretty easy recipes. So I really recommend getting some inspiration from there. I will every once in a while look up recipes, print them off. I know it's a bit old school printing off recipes, but I kind of like having them there with me. I know I could probably just put my laptop on the table, but I prefer having the actual recipe there, right where I can put it there and I can really read through. So I generally just print off a few or I write them down, and then I stick them up in my fridge, or even just sometimes I put them in a display folder and put them in my kitchen, so they're right there where I've got them. So I just have a look at the recipes. You can also look up, the other thing that I do is sometimes if I'm really feeling like something in particular that isn't so healthy, I try and look up healthier versions. And there's healthier versions for most things. Sometimes healthier versions don't taste quite as nice and may actually put you off the real thing. But a lot of times I've actually found that a healthy version, once you get a bit used to eating healthier, it's actually nicer. So one thing that I make a healthier version of is a butter chicken. And I absolutely love it. I love it probably more than the real sort of butter chicken. So, you can easily find things that replace meals that you may like. So I really encourage you to spend a little bit of time looking through recipes. That can give you some really good inspiration. And then what you can do is you can look at those recipes, you can try and make them fit into a plan that you want to do. So, you can pick out certain things that you might make on certain days of the week or whatever. But that's really good for inspiration. And the same thing, like that can also help with breakfast. If, you want to try smoothies, or you want to try different oats recipes, look them up. There's heaps of different combinations. If you're not a fan of blueberries like I am, there are so many different options. So definitely look them up. So the next thing that I think really helps eating healthier, we are very lucky nowadays that the supermarkets have a lot of convenience items that are healthier. So even just going to like my local supermarket down the road, there are so many packaged things so that if you are a person that doesn't have too much time to cook, you don't have to spend however long chopping up vegetables and cutting things up. You can buy meat already diced, prepared, chuck it in. You can buy, I prefer the fresh vegetables in the little packets. Coles definitely has them. Some Woolworths have them too as well, but I haven't actually been able to find any of mine. But they have little packets of, cut up vegetables and things. So obviously they're more expensive than buying the real thing. But if you don't have time to cook, it's a much better option than, getting takeaway and things like that. So I think it's really good to have some of those around. Obviously fresh ones only last a certain amount of time. But, some of them, I actually really like steamed fresh vegetables. They're quite good. Some of the others I find a bit soggy in that, but you can definitely have some in there. Steam Fresh also has like the rice and quinoa little packets too. So, you've in a couple of minutes in the microwave, you've got rice. There's of course a quick rice in packets and things like that too. But there's like so many different options that you have. And, I've actually found, I don't know whether it's just the places that we have around here for takeaway, but sometimes I have takeaway, and when we order it always takes ages. Like sometimes it takes over an hour, and I'm kind of like, I could have just gone to Coles, grabbed the like the little packets of things and made something myself at home, and it would actually be cheaper and quicker than ordering takeaway. So, that's what I sort of tend to do. If you do have the time, obviously, buying and chopping it yourself is a better option. It's a bit cheaper, but that's why the convenient stuff is there, so that you can go home and make something healthier. So I guess the other thing that obviously being a personal trainer I would definitely recommend is exercise. I find personally when I have exercised, even if it's just going for a walk or something, I find it kind of makes me feel like I want to eat better, especially if I go to the gym or something and do weights. I don't really feel like going home and, I don't know, stopping at Macca's on the way home or anything. It makes me feel like I want to go home and give my body something good to recover after the workout. So I really encourage, once you do start eating healthier, doesn't have to be training with me. Like, obviously I'd love that, but go for a walk, do training at home, even if it's just, a few bodyweight exercises in your lounge room, just do something. That movement can really help you and make you feel better and wanting to eat healthier. So that can really help. Hopefully, though, if you are wanting to eat healthier, then you'd also want to exercise too. But that's just another thing that I found when I did start replacing some of my meals with, like, I used to have shake in the morning, started having healthier things for lunch. I used to go walking and it would just feel nice. Like the smoothie would give me energy, it would make me feel good to go for a walk. I went for walks in the morning, and then when I came home, I would then prepare like a nice salad or something for lunch. So that's generally what I would do. The next thing when you are trying to eat healthier is don't give up. So if you do slip up, if you do, the temptation's too great and you end up, I don't know, going out for breakfast or having banana bread or something for breakfast when, you really should have your oats at home or something, don't worry. It's just a once off, hopefully. That happens. Just accept, that's what you've done. You ate something you didn't really want to, but, that's what happens. And you just don't worry about it, move on. Make sure your next meals are healthy, but don't get caught up over one bad meal. It's not really, if the rest of your meals, or if you have been going really well with maybe just changing your breakfasts and you've been going really well all week and it's only a once off one day, it's not going to wreck your progress that much. And sometimes I actually have found that when you do have a once off and you go, oh my gosh, eat something really bad, you then sort of, I don't know, remember what you like, your goals. You sort of go, oh, I really shouldn't have eaten that, I don't know, those chips. I really shouldn't have. It's made me feel really terrible. I'm going to hopefully remember next time not to do this again because I don't want to feel like this. So, it's really not the end of the world. Just move on. Tomorrow's another day. You'll be fine. The last thing that I want to talk about with eating healthier is sort of just if you are sort of eating a bit healthier, but you sort of want to go to the next level with it, what I really recommend, and I'm not saying that, you need to stick by calories and calories are everything, but I think it's a really good idea if you are really getting into eating healthier, is to, even just for a few days, for a week or so, track your calories. You can use like MyFitnessPal, that's what I usually use. It's just really interesting. Rather than, focusing on it too much, it's really just to sort of see how much you really are eating. And also to sort of, when I first started tracking calories a long time ago, I looked at it and I couldn't believe some of the foods and how much calories, and even because it shows you all the breakdown of the food, it's even just interesting to know how much carbohydrate, how much protein, how much fat is in certain things. It also, depending on the food, some things aren't put in that well and they don't have all the information, but a lot of things, it tells you how much sodium, how much sugar, things like that. So you can really see what is actually in the food that you're eating. Obviously, trying to make better choices, tracking it in something like MyFitnessPal, you can really have a look at the food and really look at it and go, oh, I really like eating this particular food, but it's got a lot of sodium in it. So you may consider, using something different, or it may just be of interest, like, oh, okay, I had a lot of carbohydrate that day and I feel, I don't know, bloated or something. So, it can be interesting in that way too. I don't necessarily recommend that, you have to track calories or anything or stick by them, but I just think this is a really good way to learn more about food if you are interested. So that's the only reason I thought I would just chuck this in. So MyFitnessPal is probably my favourite one to use. I'm pretty sure there's others, but that's sort of what I recommend if you do want to try that. So that's pretty much everything that I want to talk about with eating healthier. it's not easy. It really isn't. But, hopefully, if this is, if you do want to try and eat healthier, if that's your goal, this might give you some ideas and maybe some motivation to get started. So, if you do have any questions about this, or if you even just want some ideas for what you should eat at, whatever times, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. More than happy to post it up here on my Facebook page. And as always, if you have any other topics that you might like me to talk about, I've got some other ones planned for the next few weeks. But, if there's anything else you want me to talk about, more than happy to. But that's pretty much it for today. So thank you very much for listening to me. And I will see you next week in my next vlog. Bye.